I'm sure that we can all agree that this past year we've all spent a lot more time at home for work and even for school than we ever thought imaginable. While many people are content with just setting up at the kitchen table or even just plopping down on the couch with their laptop to get work done, even with the TV on, I've always been a fan of having a dedicated workspace so that I can block out my work that I need to get done just so that nothing else can distract me. Well, I've had a good desk setup for the last couple years. Things changed about a month and a half ago when I finally spent the time to build myself a dedicated editing rig for all the video work that I do. But with that came an unexpected transformation of my workspace setup. So when Lanq reached out and asked me to do a collaboration sponsored video to show off their new Lanq PCDock, I definitely wanted to take them up on that offer. I'd like to point out that while this is a sponsored video, the details and the opinions that I'm sharing are my own. So with that, let's jump in. At first glance, the Lanq PCDock looks a little bit like any other monitorizer that might be on the market, but it's actually packed with a whole lot of technology as well that makes it extremely handy if you're using a desktop PC setup like I am, or even just a laptop at your desk. The setup process is extremely simple. Just remove the main shelf and the legs from the box, then slide those legs into place and plug in the power cord and the USB cable into your computer and you're ready to go. Now, while the setup process and the design of the Lanq PCDock may seem extremely simple, it comes with quite a few features, including 4 USB ports on the side to plug in all of your USB attachments to your computer, LED lighting, which is a nice touch, Qi wireless charging, a Windows Hello compatible fingerprint sensor, Bluetooth, and also the ability to actually turn the dock into its own Wi-Fi hotspot. Before we get into all the technology, let's start things off with the basics of the design. The top shelf is a sturdy piece of aluminum with a powder coat finish with the Lanq logo plastered on the top left-hand corner, which is barely visible. And then on the right, we have a Qi wireless charger with a nice matte textured finish and the fingerprint sensor right below that. Along the right-hand edge are the 4 USB ports, 2 USB-C and then 2 USB-A, along with a small button that controls the LED lighting that's below the shelf itself, if you don't want to reuse the remote that comes paired with the device. For me, the most useful features are the USB ports on the side and also the Windows Hello compatible fingerprint sensor that allows you to log into any Windows device that you're plugged into instantaneously without having to deal with a password or a PIN. Now, I've been using fingerprint sensors like many of you on smartphones and also laptops for years, but I had forgotten just how inconvenient it is to enter a password every single time until I had my desktop setup here that I finished a couple weeks back. The fingerprint sensor won't work right out of the box since you will need to download and install the appropriate drivers. But once you do, simply walk through the fingerprint setup process on Windows, which is pretty easy. And then you'll be able to unlock the PC by tapping the Lanq fingerprint sensor with the appropriate finger. Since my girls do use my computer from time to time to play games, I got them set up as well with their own fingerprint sensors to log them into their account so that it keeps my personal files and my setup safe and secure anytime that they're using it without fearing that they're going to mess anything up. One of the other great features is the integrated Bluetooth connectivity that you get with this dock if you have a PC that doesn't have Bluetooth already built in. This allows you to pair Bluetooth headphones, keyboards, mice, and really any other peripheral that has Bluetooth wireless connectivity and really clean up your workspace and get rid of all of those unnecessary wires. Of course, since I'm constantly testing new smartphones, I'm using the USB ports on the side to constantly charge those devices. They can deliver up to 15 watts of power if only a single device is plugged in, but that number does drop with every additional device that you're charging. The 15-watt wireless charger on the top does work really good as well. And the good news is the speed of that charger doesn't seem to be affected by the use of the USB-C ports on the side. While quite a few PC monitors offer height adjustable stands these days, most of them don't actually raise the monitor up to eye level. The Lanq PCDock here offers 83 millimeters of height to your monitor, allowing for a more ergonomic position when you're sitting at your desk. Now, personally, I've been using desk-mounted monitor stands for a while now, as you can see here. But the PC dock has also proven itself extremely useful for me, allowing me to organize my space a little bit more, with the top shelf typically having about a dozen smartphones on it as I'm testing them out, and the shelf space underneath allowing me to store away my keyboard and my mouse anytime that I'm filming at the desk. And that brings us to the final feature of the PC dock, and its ability to act as a Wi-Fi router, which I think is pretty innovative, creating a hotspot by rebroadcasting the internet connection that your computer is connected to. Now, if you already have a Wi-Fi setup in your office or your home, it's not something that you really want to use, but if you don't, it's something that comes in really handy if your computer is just connected to a wired connection. With the PC dock, you'll be able to create a 2.4 and also a 5 gigahertz router out of it, allowing you to connect your smartphone, tablet, and other connected devices that typically want to use Wi-Fi rather than being plugged in. Now, monitor stands are a dime a dozen these days, but Lanq really stands out as a must-have accessory for your PC setup at your desk, in your home, or in the office as well, with its USB-C hub capabilities, wireless charging, USB-C ports on the side, and also that fingerprint sensor to unlock your device. And of course, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections as well. If you want to find out more about the Lanq PCDock, check out lanq.com, or also their upcoming Indiegogo campaign. I'll have links for both of those in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.